good, maniacs and bookworms alike? It's your boy Media Fiend, and we are back with another book review for you. Welcome to Media Fiend Book Club. And if you're new to Media Fiend Book Club, basically what it is, I read books, I review them, we discuss them, have a good time doing it, kind of like a book club, kind of like a regular book club. And it's a blast. I mean, like I said, I like the comments I'm getting. I like the engagement people are giving me. I'm just having fun with it. And so I'm going to keep doing it. It's fun. Now, before we get into today's book, because you can see what it is, just know that when your boy gets to talking about books and books he's read that, he tends to go into plot spoilers and all that other stuff. I get excited when I read. So just know I might do a little bit of plot spoiling, but if you haven't read the book yet and you don't want it spoiled for you, pause this video, go read the book, come back, and we can discuss it. I do my best not to ruin big scenes or endings or anything, but I do discuss. So with all that being said, if you haven't done so after this, that's a nicety. So, all right. Now, as you can tell by the title, we are going to dive into a little fan fiction, okay? Basically, if you don't know what fan fiction is fan fiction. Somebody takes a story, a developed character, usually don't have the rights to said character, but they write their own story. It's like what if scenarios, like what if this certain character does this, or what if this certain character is here, you know what I mean? So I'm going into the world of fan fiction, which I'm going to tell you this right now, I'm a huge fan of. Okay, without further ado, we're going to get into why. But without further ado, we're going to dive into Quarantine, a Friday the 13th story, written by Joshua LaRue. And now, the premise of this book is, intrigued by his inability to die, his regenerative powers, and because capturing and detaining him has proved impossible and comes with mass casualties, a secret government agency decides to make Camp Crystal Lake Jason's prison. Using every resource at their disposal, they initiated an expedited, almost impossible mission and constructed a tall, solid steel barricade with beyond deadly electric fences and razor wire around Crystal Lake campgrounds, and placed observation towers around the outside perimeters. Not long after that, some trioxin in the hands of a man with nothing to lose and a huge chip on his shoulder led to the world as we knew it ending. 1 year later, or 1 year into the trioxin zombie apocalypse, in the dead of winter, a group of survivors are fleeing a horde of zombies and come upon the now unmanned, unpowered barricade around Crystal Lake. Not knowing the history and in dire need of shelter, they devise a plan to enter the assumed sanctuary of Camp Crystal Lake, but soon discover they are in Jason's home and they are unwelcome guests, and that they were safer with the zombies. Okay, so basically we have Jason in the zombie apocalypse. And let me tell you something. This book right here had me enthralled. From beginning to end, this book was a page turner. So basically, as the story goes, trioxin, if you don't know what trioxin is, watch a little movie called Return of the Living Dead. It's the stuff that gets released into the air that turns everybody into zombies. And if you know, you know. So there's a new form of trioxin that was developed because of it being airborne. Now it can only be transferred through bites, okay? And with the whole issue of it being in the hands of somebody with a chip on their shoulder, certain things happen, certain people die, someone has nothing to lose, so they send a trioxide missile to the White House, basically, or to Washington, D.C. But they send a bunch. And what happens is the one missile gets through and everything gets sucked up into the atmosphere. So we have contaminated rain, contaminated snow, all this other stuff. And within a year's time, the world ends. Everybody, zombies. Now, with Jason, they decide, as it says here, to build a wall around Crystal Lake, basically turning it into a prison. Jason on house arrest, basically. But Jason doesn't mind that because he just doesn't want people in his home. Well, when the trioxide comes, it's weird because there's a scene where he's walking around his woods and people he's killed throughout the years and they haven't found their bodies start rising up. And basically, Jason versus zombies. Well, then his mother, whose head he's kept, comes to life and starts talking to him. So now Jason has his mom back. And for a year, he's happy. You know, all this is going good. And as the time goes on, Jason also starts regenerating, you know, his regenerative abilities. So now he's almost human again. Like, he has both his eyes, you know, he's starting to, his flesh is healing, like he's starting to become human. So I like how the author goes into a deeper version of Jason, like, you know, his love for his mother and just he just wants to be left alone. He's not going out killing people. He's hunting and feeding his mom, you know, like a good son would do. Well, then you get this group of survivors who come into his place and all hell breaks loose, and then Jason's got to go do Jason things. I'm not going to get deep into details of what he has to do or why he has to do it. All I'm saying is if you want a fun slasher book that reads like a script, that is just, it's a page turner, pick this up. It was like $9 on Amazon. It's only 88 pages with about the author. And a fun fact is this author right here, he's actually a YouTuber, and I listen to his YouTube channel a lot called 80 Slasher Librarian. So I'm going to give you a shout out, my friend. I've been listening to you for years and your narrations and your audiobooks. Good on you, buddy. Good on you. We've actually just talked a couple times. We messaged back and forth. But yeah, Quarantine, this book is just phenomenal. Like I said, the kills that Jason does in this, the gore, the feelings, like the ending of this book, it was beautiful. Like it was a beautiful ending for Jason, for everybody. The Easter eggs in this book were insane. Everything about this was just on point. The guy knew what he was talking about. The guy was doing his thing. Jason or Joshua, you did your thing with this book. And, you know, like I said, some of the kills were fun. Jason, when he was coming up with a plan, like there's a scene where he's chasing somebody on the lake, and the person, he stops at the edge of the lake, and the guy thinks he's got away, and Jason tosses an axe on the lake, and the guy thinks it's to hit him, but actually he's weakening the ice so the guy can't go anywhere. Stuff like that. The just maniacal things that Jason does in this book is just too good. Like the guy understood the assignment when he wrote this, and I can't say enough good things about this. If you can't guess already, your boy's going to give it 5 out of 5. Loved it. Good read. The zombies in it, like just having a backdrop of the zombie apocalypse in Crystal Lake and being trapped in Crystal Lake with Jason with no way out, and you have to survive the night. On top of that, it takes place during the wintertime, and there's a huge snowstorm. So imagine you're being chased by Jason. You're locked in Crystal Lake. You can't get out. There's zombies on the outside trying to get in. And now you got to deal with a snowstorm with all that. It's just on point. Definitely grab this. It wasn't expensive. Amazon, I think it was like $10. It's called Quarantine, a Friday the 13th story. If you like fan fiction, you're definitely going to like this. Beautiful send-off, beautiful ending. Everything about this book on point. Definitely recommend you pick that up. So, all right, Quarantine, there it is. And now, as it being traditional for this channel, we're going to show off the next book your boy is going to jump into, and that one is going to be another fan fiction book that I'm really excited to get into, and it involves two terror titans. And this one, my esteemed bookworms and maniacs alike, is called The Halloween Massacre by Jeremy Terry. So, and it involves Michael Myers, and it involves Leatherface. And this says 1973, Texas. The FBI and local authorities descend on the infamous Sawyer family's compound after one of their victims escaped, carrying a tale so horrific it would shock the entire nation. 1978, Illinois. Sheriff Lee Brackett and Dr. Samuel Loomis end babysitter killer's night of terror. But evil was allowed to endure. In 1986, and Michael Myers and Jedediah Leatherface Sawyer waste away in captivity, mostly forgotten except by those that were touched by their malice. Now a deal has been struck that will bring the two killers together for the first time before a live television audience in Haddonfield, Illinois, against the wishes of Brackett, Loomis, and the killer's surviving victims. In spite of Brackett's best efforts, tragedy strikes, leaving the television studio soaked in blood and the town of Haddonfield in the grip of fear as the innocent town residents find themselves trapped between two monsters. Will Brackett and Loomis find Michael and Leatherface before it's too late, or will Tommy Doyle, Sally Hardesty, and their friends pay the price? Whew. The Halloween Massacre. I can't wait to jump into that. So, all right, guys. Oh, it also says, no tricks, no treats, only blood. No, but all right, guys. I can't wait to jump into this. I hope you enjoyed today's review. I honestly hope you go pick that book up, because let me tell you something, it is amazing. So, all right, guys, with all that being said, I love you guys. Thank you, guys. Don't forget, if you haven't done so yet, hit that subscribe button. That way, when your boy Media Fiend throws up a short or one of these book clubs, you're in the know. So, all right, guys, with all that being said, again, I love you guys. Thank you, guys. And until next time, this is your boy Media Fiend saying, as always, till we meet again, be chill, and we out, and happy reading. Peace.